Hi, welcome to another example that looks at the Meah in use. This time the Meah is going to be used as a clinical tool where the physiotherapist is going to get numbers. So it's slightly different to the examples you may have seen previously, but it's another way to use the Meah really. So enjoy the examples.
Good morning, Tony, is it?
Yeah, Anthony, Tony's fine.
My name's Tori, I'm a student physiotherapist.
Right.
The plan today is just to go through a screening tool that we use to help understand what you're struggling with most and how we might be able to then tailor how you're feeling about it to your future therapy. Is that all right to go through that today?
Yes.
So it's about 5 questions. I'll show you the sheet as we go through as well, because some of them are sort of a plus or minus grading as we go. So I'll just ask the first question, which is this one here. So what would you how would you name the one aspect of your adaptation, or since your diagnosis, what's the main thing you're struggling with?
Complete the sentence below and name the one aspect of your adaptation that you're finding most difficult. That's not easy. It's difficult. I suppose it's trying to do what I used to do, be who trying to come to terms with that I can't do the things I used to do in the same way.
Okay.
Yes, I'd say that.
Okay, that's okay.
You know, I find it, I've worked hard to get where I am now, but I do find it difficult, I think, to accept that I can't do things as well as I used to.
Okay. So
does that make sense?
That makes sense. So we're just going to continue with remembering that is your biggest difficulty, is coming to terms with not being able to do the things.
I mean, I have physical difficulties,
yeah.
But I've reported those, and hopefully, they'll improve as they have done.
Is there any specific one physical difficulty that you could highlight that is your biggest difficulty that you feel? Doesn't have to be.
Well, the fatigue. I suppose it's the fatigue, because that seems to trigger the others. When I'm tired, that's when I get the brain fog and the leg seems to be even weaker. But yes, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go forward through the next questions with that being the biggest difficulty is the effect of the fatigue and that has on you. Is that right?
Yes, I'd say so.
Yeah.
They're quite abstract, this, isn't it? In
yeah.
the sense of, each day brings a little thing. Might bring a little thing that I think that's frustrating. But I suppose in 13 months I've got used to that now.
And it's very individual to you. So if today is what you feel is the main thing that comes to your head is the fatigue, and that's the biggest difficulty, then today that's what we run with for this tool, and that could change in the future. Okay. So regarding the difficulty of the fatigue and the impact of that you've identified, we ask this question now: how hopeful are you right now that you can or will overcome it? So this is a grading from a +4 to a -4. Right. I'm happy to read it out for you if you need, or if you're happy to read it. And
so +4 is I am completely certain and have no doubt that I will be able to overcome this difficulty. Well, and that isn't. I can't say that's true.
No.
I am certain that I will be able to overcome this difficulty. And this is everything. When you say difficulty, this is everything I'm feeling at the moment.
So what you've highlighted today is the fatigue and the impact of the fatigue.
Oh,
so
right.
it does encompass a lot, I appreciate that. But if we think just about the sort of fatigue
Right.
sense of things.
I'd say 1.
1?
Because you did say how I'm feeling today. I do have more optimistic days and,
Yeah.
and less optimistic days.
Yeah. Perfectly natural. So now we're on to the next question. So similar, it goes to a +4 to to a -4 again. So it's about how you're feeling mentally. So do you feel able to psychologically adapt to it right now, to the difficulty right now? So a +4 would be you feel positive that you will be able to embrace this difficulty and use difficulty as a benefit. And then all the way down on the other end of the scale, it goes, I reject and cannot accept this difficulty. And you may well be somewhere in between.
The difficulties I have.
The fatigue
And
is
fatigue.
the one we're focusing on today.
In truth, I suppose it's there.
A -1, so you struggle with
I
acknowledging.
am.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, thank you. So the next section is more about mood. So it's about your energy that you have to deal with the difficulty, the fatigue. So again, it's a +4 to a -4, and the question is, what level of energy do you have today, right now, with regards to dealing with the difficulty, so with dealing with fatigue? So a +4 is you feel highly energised to deal with this difficulty, and a -4 is complete opposite end, and you feel very little energy available to deal with this difficulty. So it's just on right now.
Right now, I suppose I'm in the middle.
0. Okay, so you feel average or normal levels of
Yes,
energy to deal with it.
I'm finding that it's plateaued. When I was seeing the real improvements, that buoyed me up. But I've seemed to have felt like this for quite a while, and it does get you there.
Okay, thank you. So the final question is on sort of how you feel about the difficulty and sort of how you feel in a pleasantness or positive or negative way towards the difficulty being fatigue. So score yourself on how you feel about the difficulty you have identified in a range from pleasant to unpleasant. So a +4 again would be, I have positive feelings regarding the difficulty I am facing, and a negative would be on the other side would be I have extremely negative feelings towards the difficulty I'm facing, or somewhere in between.
Feeling.
It's complex, isn't it? So if we
Nebulous, isn't it?
If I help maybe break it down a tiny bit in terms of, rather than thinking positive, negative, you could think of pleasantness to unpleasantness.
Right.
So in terms of how you feel towards
Feelings are
difficulty.
very broad, isn't it? Anger's a feeling.
Yeah.
Frustration, feeling.
Yeah.
I have positive feelings regarding the difficulties. I have a pleasant feeling regarding the difficulties I'm facing. Average or normal. At the moment, I think I'm middle of the road again.
Middle of the road?
Sorry to be so.
No, you are where you are, that's okay. Okay, so thank you for answering the 5 questions. So that's all the questions. So you were saying that you feel the fatigue impacts you on your sort of, is it daily? Does it vary daily? And how do you cope with that when it's at its worst, I suppose?
Well, I know when I've been overdoing it, it seems to accumulate. My life changed very much with this because I was very much, even though I'd retired, I had a lot of things that I did and was planning to do, but there'd been a lot of changes not spurred from this in the past few years. So I'm having to come to terms with that, I suppose.
Mm. Is there anyone...
And the fatigue accumulates. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, it's fine.
If I don't have I know if I don't have I didn't think I'm not old, I'm 63. I'd need afternoon naps. And if I don't get them, I know about it, you know.
So do you take naps as a part of your coping mechanism, or at the moment when you're particularly fatigued? Is that...
I suppose at the moment I'm all right. But I do know if I've been overdoing it, and that's never been something that's on my radar. I think I don't know. I don't know if it's male arrogance, but you tend to think you're bulletproof. I touch with, and that's been made clear that it's not the case. When this happened.
Dead in time.
Sorry.
Thanks. Thank you.